Oh, my wire is...
Get it together over
I
there.
know. Listen, I'm not usually on camera.
It's about to change though.
Oh, God.
And you know that's the outtake for the beginning.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people are not going to get this reference, but where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Tara didn't get it, but do you guys know what this is? Comment below. Tara is the new like modern Carmen Sandiego. She was just traveling all over the place. And that's part of the reason why, you know, well, all right. I'm trying to use her as an excuse while we haven't made videos, but actually it's my fault. I totally take full responsibility for that.
I've been waiting.
I've been busy. I got a baby. Well, she's more than a baby now. She's 15 months old.
She's 15 months?
15,
well, not 15 years old, but
yeah.
15 months old?
Feels like that, but I moved to Detroit last week, but I'm in New York now. A lot's going on, and we're gonna talk about it. The channel's changing. For the better, don't worry. Well, one, it's been a little while since you and I have been back together. It's been almost a year. I think it was last summer we were filming. Today it's raining, but we're filming inside. We're in the new lab. I've been spending a lot of time in the new lab. That's another new thing. There's a new business that launched last year called Bloom, and that's headquartered in the new labs in Detroit. This is New Lab New York. Really cool space. And there's just a lot of things going on. I've kind of been just like head down, working on stuff. So I'm sorry we haven't posted a video in 5 months or something like that.
Has it been 5 months?
Four months, I don't really know. It's been a bit. I'm sorry.
It's not my fault.
It is not her fault. It's not. She has been posting on social. Definitely check that out. You know, Instagram, all that sort of stuff. And really, even just thinking about it, like this channel, we started in 2019. It'll be 5 years in July. And just thinking back to that time, it's just, this whole thing is just kind of taking on a life of its own, as they say. This is something really meaningful and valuable, and like the community that's created around the channel. I don't want to lose that. I want to continue to provide value to the folks that have chosen to subscribe, that have participated, and there's even more that I'll have access into the future to be able to showcase. I want to tell more of those stories. As I'm getting more into like the manufacturing side of things, it'd be great to help other folks understand like where things are made, how are they made. I'm personally interested in that. I don't know if you guys are interested in that. I hope that you are, because that's kind of the plan. That's part of the change in the channel. Another piece is like, I don't want to be the bottleneck. I love doing this, but I don't always have as much time. As Bloom is more like officially launching, there'll be more to talk about and post about and stuff like that. But also, I was thinking of this idea, and I kind of sprung it on Tara a week or so ago. This idea of Tara actually making some videos, and perhaps other faces, but I personally feel like Tara is very well suited to participate in this channel, not just from behind the camera, but on the other side. So I wanted to talk about that. We're going to talk about that. I wonder what you guys think about that, but like, what do you think about that?
What do I think about that? I think it could be cool. I'm definitely a little bit nervous, but I think that we could create some fun content. Yeah, I don't know how I'll do on camera, considering I'm usually behind the camera, but hey, I used to have a YouTube channel, so.
She did. Is it still? It's still out there.
We're not talking.
It's still out there.
You could find that right.
You're gonna have to find it. She's not gonna put the link in the description, but if you can find it, somebody want to share in a comment or something like that. That's part of how you got the job, honestly, though. You know, like the fact that you are so well-rounded and having basically filmed, edited, directed, produced, like did all these different things, and also cherry on top. Oh, I also had my own YouTube channel. So hopefully, you know, with some encouragement from me, with some encouragement from you guys in the comments and stuff like that, get this thing going. Still very much plan to participate and be more actively involved. Might even get my daughter on camera here and there.
She could be the new host.
He's got to learn some more words first. He knows a couple right now, but I think her smile and charm could probably carry her pretty well. But I'm also thinking about potentially like changing the name of the channel. For me, like I want this to kind of be more of a conversation, and I like to think that I've made some friends over the years through this YouTube channel, and I'd really like your feedback. A lot of big changes going on in my life personally, professionally, and I like to talk stuff through. And thinking about the name Move Differently, a while ago we were talking about having a podcast. That idea still holds some potential for the future, something we might see, but But the idea of Move Differently really would be more so to kind of encompass everything, and it's not so much just about the shop, but the shop is very much alive and well and still running strong. We got some new team members, some changes in leadership. My family is involved more so than in the past.
Kat might potentially also be on some videos.
Kat, some people say that we look alike. You might
Yeah,
see
you
that.
won't be able to tell the difference.
Do you want to see more than just the stuff that we have been covering in the past? Do you want to see more about micromobility in general? Do you want to learn more about manufacturing, some of these different details? I'll try to have more informed opinions and perspective, and so we can grow this in hopefully a more meaningful and sustainable way. That requires more perspective, information. What do you want to hear Tara talk about? I don't know.
Industry updates. I could technically do a bike review, I guess. Maybe.
Everybody has their perspective. Some people might naturally say, like, Tara hasn't been doing it as long as you might not have the same perspective, but like you have your unique perspective. You're an electric bike rider. You know a lot of this information. She's been participating in a lot of the same conversations. There's a lot of information to share there. I'd love to see more rider stories. Sometimes it's a little bit challenging to produce those. It takes quite a bit of coordinating with other people. And
if we had a self-driving bike, maybe it'd be a little bit easier. You could kind of...
It might not be that far off. I mean, there is a company called Wheel, actually. They have a self-balancing, self-driving electric bicycle. And that's the thing, like,
wild.
I want to talk about this. I want to talk about stuff that maybe it's not necessarily just products that are covered, that are sold in Propel shops or whatever. I want to share my broader opinion and perspective on things. The industry is changing. There's a lot of things that I'd like to just bring you guys along for the journey. I feel uniquely privileged to have this access. And by extension, Tara has a lot of this access and stuff like that. I don't want to let that go to waste. You know, we're at a pretty pivotal time in the industry. She might fumble her words a little bit less. Who knows?
Oh, I don't know about that. We'll see.
A lot
I think
more
the
of
videos
that.
will be a lot shorter. If I'm the one speaking.
What would you like to see more of? I can't promise anything, but you know, we'll try. I don't know. What do you think?
In general?
Whatever.
I think it'll be interesting to change the name of the channel because I feel like that offers a much more broader range of topics that we could cover. And I think that in itself is really interesting. Maybe more bike reviews from different brands.
What's interesting is, like, this started out as a video channel for my bike shop, Propel, and it's kind of turned into its own little media entity. Changing the name of the channel kind of encompasses that a little bit more.
Right.
You know?
It could almost be like a news report channel for electric bikes, but then also stories, kind of what we've already been doing, but maybe just even a little bit broader.
And to remain, like, independent too, right?
Right.
Because I think sometimes it's like, oh, I feel like I gotta do certain things in a certain way. And I think independent media is so critical. Now, I don't know how much you call this independent media, but I try to keep it that way as much as possible. I always try to give a kind of unbiased perspective, and hopefully you guys see and can appreciate that. The reality is there's not too much of that out there. That's one of the core fundamentals of what we're doing is I want to be able to independently cover a lot of the topics around this industry from an independent perspective, not have too much financial incentive to cover things in one way or another. There's a lot of talk in the bike advocacy world, bikes versus cars or war on cars or different things like that. What I'm doing right now is really pretty interesting. I'm going to the auto industry and they're going to make bikes. Pretty crazy. They're excited about making bikes. And we could start to move in this direction as opposed to being automotive companies to transportation companies. And you can actually create a much wider spectrum of like what that actually means. A lot of you guys might think that I'm naive or crazy or whatever to try to do this, but you'd say the same thing about when I started my electric bike shop in 2011 in New York when it was illegal. We need to challenge these ideas. We need to do things differently. We need to move differently.
Yeah.
Hopefully you guys will join us together with that. I don't want Propel to kind of get lost in this mix. Might be moved differently by Propel, have some connection, at least there's like some association there, but Propel is alive and well, and I'm very excited that we have new leadership at Propel. I want to introduce some of that leadership. I want to introduce my sister Kat. Tell Tara, we want to see more of you. encourage that. Bring my sister Kat out for a minute, and we'll chat, and then we'll wrap it up.
Cool.
All right. You guys might see the resemblance here.
Maybe.
A little bit?
A little bit.
A little.
Possibly.
She is my sister.
We are brother and sister.
Catherine Strain. She didn't start out with that last name. She was originally Catherine Nolte. But so Kat has largely been running things at Propel. Well, more officially for the past 7, 8 months, but unofficially for quite some time actually. She's been involved with Propel for, I don't know, since the early days really.
Long Island Electric Bike days.
You guys might not know that.
Might not know it.
It was Long Island Electric Bikes, and we changed the name to Propel when we moved to Brooklyn, where we are now. I personally feel really good about what she's doing. How do you feel about what you've been doing?
I feel pretty good about what I've been doing. I'm glad to have come in at the point that I came in. It's been good. I enjoy working with our team. I think we have an incredible team that's really been with us, for most of them, for a while now. I feel like we are changing the way we move and really doing it effectively.
It's our tagline.
That is our tagline.
Kyle, our brother, actually came up with that tagline.
I can say that Propel and Chris have changed the way that I move, for sure. I used to ride my car everywhere, and thankfully I live someplace where I'm able to ride my bike everywhere. So now I ride my bike to the grocery store, to school, pick up, drop off for my kids, and sporting events. And I didn't really think I would be somebody that did that. And it makes a lot of sense is how I ended up in this position.
We're doing this all together. It's a family affair. It's another reference some younger folks might not know, but I mean, I'm really grateful. And I'm grateful that I'm able to go deeper in the industry and do some of these different things that really make the industry stronger, makes Propel stronger. That's kind of like what I'm doing with Bloom, creating more standards, creating more resources for the industry, helping the industry to mature. That's what I think about a lot. If you look at other industries that are more mature, there's a lot more structure to them. And initially, you just got to kind of like fight through it and put it together. And you know, Propel is at a more mature place today. I mean, it's 13 years old. It's crazy. We just kind of like went right past the 10-year anniversary. It was during COVID, and that was just, yeah, not an easy time to celebrate things.
We've celebrated 11, 12, and we'll celebrate 13.
We'll celebrate 13. Well,
soon.
maybe we'll that'll be, it's Bike Month, May 2024 will be 13 years. It's the type of thing, like Kat's got kids, my brother Kyle's got kids, I now have a daughter, and I think about something that like we can pass down into generations. And like there's a lot of things that I learned through the experience of like business, of working with Propel, working with retail, working with people, the amazing community of people. I'm just excited that we're able to share that together, and I'm excited for the future. So you'll be seeing more of Kat, you'll be seeing more of Tara, apparently, if we all can convince her appropriately, and we'll be seeing more of the industry overall. So I think that's mostly it we wanted to cover today. Hopefully you guys will enjoy the new face of the channel, new faces of the channel perhaps. Thanks for your support, really. I mean, like I said, it's been some time, and this YouTube channel largely has been just such a catalyst for so many amazing things that have happened with Propel over the past almost 5 years now. So here's the 5 great, well, actually, I'm gonna make a promise that we're gonna make a video for our 5-year anniversary. So at least you'll see one more video this year. I can promise you that one. No, actually, we're producing a lot of videos while we're here in Brooklyn. We got some bike reviews. We got some other topics. We got a lawsuit, a juicy lawsuit we're gonna talk about. Fun stuff. Stay tuned. Really appreciate it. Let us know what you think. And let's move differently together. All right,
Let's
take care.
do this.